Yeah, thank you for the opportunity to appear before you today, and I'm pleased that in creating this commission, President Trump has recognized the need to address student safety and secure our schools. As the father of 4 daughters, 2 that are school teachers and 8 grandchildren, this is an issue that hits very close to home for me. You know, we all have memories of our days in school. I think every single one of us could probably tell a story about something that happened in elementary school. We could probably think of our junior high school days and come up with memories there, and obviously our high school days are memories that stay with us every day. So, you know, the memories we have in school are something that lasts with us for our entire lifetime. Unfortunately, the children today will grow up with a different kind of memory than you and I had, worrying each day if what we're seeing happening in other places will happen there. I think we can all agree that no student should ever go to school in fear, and no parent should have to send their child to school worrying what might happen to them while they're there. As a member of Congress who sits on both the House Committee on Education and Workforce and the House Committee on Homeland Security, I want to assure you that when the Commission provides its recommendations to keep students safe at school, I will fight to ensure that Congress acts on those recommendations as quickly and as efficiently as possible. The sad reality is that our schools are dangerously undersecured, and programs to increase school security are dangerously underfunded. As I go to work at the United States Capitol every day, I pass vehicle barricades. I work in a building where there are armed guards with machine guns and metal detectors and police dogs. Yet while myself and my colleagues go to work every day without any fear of attacks, today again, our children and our teachers will go to school hoping that nothing happens to them. It's embarrassing and unacceptable. If we as government officials can protect ourselves, we can do the same for our students. Schools need to have the means to implement security measures that work best for their students, and the federal government needs to provide the guidance and support for them to do so. That's why I introduced the Protecting Our Kids Act, which, as you know, the Department of Homeland Security provides federal agencies and buildings across the country with safety standards to ensure that these federal sites and the employees within them are protected from any and all threats. We look at our federal buildings and we make sure that they are secure. Well, my bill would direct the Department of Education to work with the Department of Homeland Security to provide schools with security standards and guidelines within 60 days of becoming law, so that educators and administrators can have the tools they need to protect their students. You know, as we know, one size will not fit all, and that won't work for schools either. We can't legislate security here that will work in every school across the country. That's why my bill would not mandate any blanket security protocols, but rather provide an additional tool for schools to use to determine what improvements can be made that best fit the unique needs of their students and their facility. Securing our schools and prioritizing the safety of our nation's children should not be a difficult decision for us here in Washington. Responding to school violence is not a partisan issue, yet we find ourselves in the same situation, tragedy after tragedy, failing to take action while conversations about long-term solutions take place. When it comes to school safety, we can't waste another day talking instead of acting. When a crazed gunman shot up the congressional baseball practice last year, threatening the lives of several of my colleagues, our response was instant. Republicans and Democrats alike came together and acted. There was an increase in security to protect members of Congress, an increase to even protect our staff. There was more money available. It started flowing, bulletproof glass. We could even protect my home. I could even put a security system in to protect my home. There were no partisan attempts to hold up the money for these security measures as a bargaining chip. The funding went out the door to help protect us immediately while other discussions continue to happen. You know, people move fast around here when they're worried about our own safety, about the safety of our own families and our own friends. So I'm going to ask the same question that I've asked my colleagues. Why can't we move at the same speed when it comes to the safety of our nation's students? Why do we think that our lives are more important than the lives of some child around America? That we can go into buildings that are so secure and we could work without any fear. But today again, teachers and students will go to school hoping it's not them. I recognize that securing our schools is not just one part of the puzzle and that many other actions are required to find a solution to the violence our nation's students have seen. But I hope that what you have heard today will help the Commission in fulfilling its mission of quickly providing meaningful and actionable recommendations to keep students safe at school. I also promise to be a strong partner to you on the congressional side in putting these recommendations into action. Our children deserve to grow up in an environment that is free of fear and violence, where they are able to make memories like the ones that we have that can still make us smile decades later. Again, I want to thank you for the opportunity to testify today, and I look forward to working with the Commission and my colleagues in Congress to address these issues and provide our nation's students with the safe learning environment that they deserve. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman Barletta.